This is a copper ore, and while the average Minecraft player would probably leave this while mining, this thing just got buffed. Let me explain. Not only can you now make copper tools, but you can also make copper armor, which I personally think is one of the coolest things. But the only problem I have with this new update is the fact that these ores are so popular. Now, you might be thinking, the Luinator, isn't that a good thing? Well, yes, necessarily it is good, but the fact that these ores drop so much and you have to smelt them is just such a long process of mining and smelting and then finally crafting. But overall, I think this is an awesome update and I really gotta go. Goodbye. This is one of Minecraft's scariest mobs. Let me explain. This creature, also known as the Creaking, can only be found in the new biome known as the Pale Garden. This mob not only obtains the power to leave a brown stain on your gaming chair, but a lot of people don't realise it's just a tree. Now, you might be thinking, the Luinator, how do I beat this thing? Because it's been giving me nightmares for weeks. No? Just me? Okay, I'm still going to tell you how to kill it though. Now, if you don't mind taking a bit of damage, I'd suggest finding the Creaking's heart. Each Creaking has a heart that's connected to a tree, and if you destroy this block, then the Creaking will die. Now, if you're like me and you'd rather not take damage, then I'd suggest simply running, because the Creaking can't go past 32 blocks of his heart. So if you go beyond this point, then the Creaking will most likely stop chasing you. Okay, thank you so much for watching, I gotta go, goodbye. How many hits does it take to defeat the Warden in Minecraft? This is the Warden, and it's known for being pretty damn powerful. So today I'm going to see how many hits it takes you to defeat this thing with every sword type. Starting off, if you're an absolute alpha male like me and you'd like to try and defeat the Warden with either a wooden sword or a gold sword, it would take you about 125 hits. With a stone sword, it would take you about 100 hits. With a copper sword, it would take you about 56 hits. With an iron sword, 84 hits. With diamond, 74 hits. Now finally, with a netherite sword, it would take you about 63 hits. What is the strongest armor in Minecraft? Now you might just be thinking, it's netherite armor, right? Wrong. Well, you would be right, but you forgot about one simple thing, enchantments. Now, if you're a newbie and you don't actually know what enchantments are, they're basically things that add better things to your armor, which makes them, well, better. Which means, with enchantments, the best armor in Minecraft is netherite armor with enchantments like Protection 4, Unbreaking 3, and Mending on all pieces. Now, if you're an alpha male like me and you're thinking that's definitely not enough for me, the strongest armor in Minecraft would have to include Aqua Infinity, Respiration 3 for the helmet, Swift Sneak 3 for the leggings, and Feather Falling 4, Depth Strider 3, and Soul Speed 3 for the boots. Is this the best weapon in Minecraft? Let me explain. This is a new weapon known as the Spear, and a lot of people are saying it's the best weapon in Minecraft. But is that true? Well, let's start by looking at the facts. Not only can this thing reach up to 5 blocks of range, but it also has an enchantment that lets you dash like crazy, allowing you to move around your world super fast, which is just amazing if you don't have an Elytra. And the craziest bit about it is you can literally attack through walls, which is just insane. So yes, I think this weapon is definitely one of the best ones in Minecraft. What is the strongest mob in Minecraft? Now, you might be thinking, it's the Wither, right? Because not only is it fireproof and can fly, but it can also shoot out explosive heads that do some crazy amounts of damage. But the funny thing is, the Wither doesn't even come close, because the strongest mob in Minecraft not only has 3 different attacks, but it has an insane amount of health. Which means the strongest mob in Minecraft is, you guessed it, the Warden. Is this one of Minecraft's coolest mobs? This new creature, also known as the Nautilus, not only can be tamed by using pufferfish, but you can ride it with a saddle. The Nautilus can also allow you to breathe underwater. And even though it does stop your breathing bubbles from moving, it cannot heal them. Now, you might be thinking, the Luinator, why do you think this is such a good mob? And it's mainly because of its other variant, the zombified Nautilus. And even though this variant is kind of worse because it burns if it's out of water, it still has a crazy feature. And that feature is the fact that the zombified Nautilus is 10% faster than the regular Nautilus, making it faster than boats, making it the fastest way to move across the water. And if you still don't like the fact that it burns when it's outside of water, all you gotta do is just give it an armor and it makes it 10 times better. What are the top 5 rarest mobs in Minecraft? At number 5, we have a brown mushroom cow, which has a 0.00095% chance of spawning naturally. At number 4, we have a pink sheep, which has a 0.00064% chance of spawning naturally. At number 3, we have a brown panda, which has a 0.00003% chance of spawning naturally. At number 2, a natural snow golem, which has a 0.00001% chance of spawning naturally. And at the number 1 spot, we have a left-handed baby villager holding an iron sword riding a chicken with full enchanted diamond armor, and its rarity is so crazy. If I try to pronounce it, it will get corrected in the comments. So here it is. 2 new mobs have been added to Minecraft. So here's everything you need to know about them. The first one is known as the Parched, and it's another variant of a skeleton. Instead of shooting regular arrows, the Parched is known for shooting arrows of weakness, and it also can drop 5 XP. And probably the coolest thing about this new mob is its design, because this just looks so cool. And moving on to the next mob, if you happen to be wandering around the desert in the middle of the night, you can stumble across this thing. Now, the mob I'm talking about here is the zombified camel, but it mostly spawns with a husk and a parch riding it, which I personally think is pretty terrifying. Much like the zombified horse and the zombified Nautilus, you can ride this with a saddle if you kill the 2 mobs on top, which I personally think is pretty cool. Thank you so much for watching. I gotta go. Goodbye. This new feature is absolutely insane. This is Minecraft's latest snapshot, Snapshot 25W45A, and this is a horse. And now you might be thinking, what do these things have in common? Now, if you're an experienced Minecraft player, you've probably ridden a horse before, only to find out that they can't cross rivers or swim in water. But in the latest snapshot, this is now possible, because camels, horses, and donkeys can now all swim in water, which I personally think is just crazy. So if you happen to go out adventuring and you invite your horse, just remember that it can now swim. Minecraft horses just got buffed. I recently uploaded a video talking about how Minecraft horses can now swim in water. But that's not it. Because in Minecraft's latest update for Mounts of Mayhem, not only did they add a whole new variant for the Nautilus mob, but we can now add netherite armor to our horses. This new armor can be crafted like every other netherite tool by taking diamond horse armor and then turning it into netherite by using a smithing template. So if you ever found it unfair that horses didn't have netherite armor, well, now you don't have to worry anymore. How far can you jump in Minecraft? Most people would think it's 5 blocks, but what if I were to tell you that a 6-block jump was actually possible? No speed boost, no jump boost, just straight running and jumping. Because if you sprint and jump at the exact same time, you create something that's called momentum. And with enough of this momentum, you can actually achieve a 6-block jump. Meaning that the furthest you can jump in Minecraft is 6 blocks. What is the fastest mob in Minecraft? Now, the average player would probably think it's an Enderman, because it can teleport up to 32 blocks. Or maybe even a horse, because when you ride it with a saddle, it can move super fast. But the thing is, none of these mobs even come close. Because once tamed, wolves, parrots, and cats can all teleport to you if you move too far away. Meaning, if you're over 1,000 blocks away from any of these 3 mobs, they can instantly teleport to you, making them the fastest mobs in Minecraft. What is the fastest way to move around your Minecraft world? Now, you might be thinking it's by using an elytra, or maybe even riding a horse, because some horses can be really fast, but those 2 don't even come close. Because the fastest way to move around your Minecraft world is actually by using this, an Ender Pearl TNT cannon. Because once it's loaded with an Ender Pearl, you're able to move thousands of blocks in seconds. But I still prefer using an elytra and some fireworks because this is really complicated. Minecraft, but I can't touch the color blue. Damn, bro, we spawned into Savannah? Okay, let me just get some wood. Our main goal is to get at least 1 diamond. Alright, now that I've got enough wood, I'm gonna craft my first wooden pickaxe. And then hopefully... Oh, there's a massive cave down here. Yeah, I'll just get some stone and then make a stone pickaxe. Okay, now that I've got a stone pickaxe, let's just go down into the mine and see what we can find. Alright, let's... Oh my god, diamonds. Oh, damn, a creeper. Hold on, let me get this one. Okay, we just gotta get this iron so I can actually get it. Alright, now that I've got a furnace, let's just smelt that down and see if we can make an iron pickaxe. Okay, so we got all the iron now and... Oh no, I used all my wood. We can't make sticks. I must have to go back up. Let me just, check if there's a big enough vein of iron. Wait, aren't diamonds blue?